Welcome back. This is definitely a different video. This video is I'm talking about my no HUD mode tournament and the issues I had with it, and sort of trying to solicit from you how maybe if you were in the tournament, and also even if you weren't, what you would like to see, what you think could help the tournament happen. Now, this tournament already happened. The no HUD Ultra tournament already happened, and a lot of times when you're trying to plan something, it's tough to see things if it doesn't happen. So there were certain things that happened that I didn't necessarily foresee happening. I thought um, things might be a little bit more clear, but when you get, 15, actually it was 14 others plus me were in this tournament. If you get that amount of people, something's bound to go wrong, or somebody won't understand something, or something happens. So, I knew that there'd be some people who just either weren't going to show up or wouldn't play or something like to that effect, and so that's what happened. I think there was like 3 or 4 dropouts, which I expected there to actually be that amount. I almost expected there to be more, honestly, people not playing, and so that happened, and I try to account for that. Some people got free victories and they moved on in the actual challenge ladder, which was fine because, again, I expected that, and that's sort of something you have to understand. That's most likely going to happen if you try to get many people together, especially since this wasn't for any money. If this was for money, guaranteed people would be there. Like, there's no way they wouldn't be there. Everybody would be there, especially if they put money into it. So that's different. This is obviously a free tournament. It's supposed to be a fun tournament, a tournament I wanted to record, and there were other issues that I wasn't exactly sure um, how to make better, or how to really stop. So now, especially with Xbox 360, is stupidly you can't have party chat. So you just can't have party chat, or else they'll kick you offline in Dark Souls 2. I don't know why exactly they did that. You could put insert whatever theory here, but it's dumb. I hate it. I couldn't communicate people easily, so I was using my phone and I was using the Xbox Live app, and that was the best way I could communicate with people. But other problems arose because you know it's a waiting game a lot of times, and because there was 15 players and there was seven matches and somebody got a bye, but there's 7 matches. So because I wanted to record every match, people were waiting like a half hour, or longer until their match started, and then I had to find these people. These people had to stop doing wherever they were or stop doing whatever, and then come to the location, put their sign down wherever, and then that took extra time. And that communication was really the biggest problem with the tournament. Is it was hard to communicate with everybody. Some people, there was a person who didn't have an email and couldn't sign up, so that was tough. They apparently couldn't read the rules, and they had to. They basically didn't uh, want to play uh, eventually because they thought it was a lower level thing. And I thought I made it clear in the video, but either way, there were some people who they had to work in the morning the next day, so they could only play one, and this thing was going to take hours, obviously, because of how many people were in it. Uh, there was other players who, for whatever reason, just didn't want to play after like a match. Either they didn't want to wait or they're impatient. I don't know. It's just what happens when you have a lot of people in an area. You just don't know exactly what's going on, especially with people's schedules and lives and whatnot. So this ended up taking a from. I basically started it at me and Lord Relic. I got to give him all the props, but we basically started it at like kind of 5:30 ish, 6, like it said. Not earlier, but started setting it up at like around 5:30. So 6 o'clock p.m. started, and it ended at like 12:10. So it was at least 6 hours of whatever, people waiting, people fighting, and that I don't think is right for most people. 6 hours is kind of a long time. I was trying to think of different options to make things speed up, but the issue was the only options I can really think of are options of me not being able to record every match, and that's something I didn't want to do. I really wanted to record every match. That was something that was important to me. It's so everybody can see each round of the match of the tournament. And that's an issue. I'm the only one recording it, so I have to be there for every single match. And if somebody's not there, or somebody has to go to the bathroom, or I can't contact somebody, which happened a few times, I almost almost cut somebody out of a match because they weren't replying to me. And then they said, well, what the hell, like, I'm here. Why'd you say I lost them? I was like, I had to go, next person. But luckily, they ended up getting their match anyway, so that wasn't a big problem. But communication, that was so hard. I was thinking, I wonder if it would be better if I had everybody sort of pair up with who they were fighting in the challenge website, pair up, find them, find whatever third party to make sure that it's all legit, that whoever won, then tell me who won. I'll put it in the in the challenge bracket, and we can move on from there. But like I said, the obvious issue there is that I won't get every match. I only get the matches that I'm in, so I might only get one or two round one matches, and so on, which sucks for me because I want to present all the matches to everybody. So yeah, I mean, if there's any thing you think would be better, please let me know. I mean, that's what I'm doing, is I'm trying to ask for help on how you think it could be better to uh, make this tournament and make it run more smoothly. I mean, really, I think the biggest problem was, well, the biggest problem was communication. And the second biggest problem was time. I mean, it was more like 6 hours. I understand that everybody can't do 6 hours. That's why I did it on a Friday, though, because I thought most people would have like a Friday open, because a Saturday is usually a weekend. You don't have work or school or whatever. So that's what I tried to do as best as I could. That's why I gave a week in advance for the tournament, and gave all the rules and said that it would take hours to really set up and do. And it took longer than I expected, but communication again. If there was better communication, it wouldn't have took as long. It still would have took probably 4.5 hours, but there was like an hour and a half wasted just because time or someone didn't show up or whatever. So that's the kind of crap that sucks. But I'm wondering what avenue I can take that would make it better. I know with the newer system, Xbox One and PS4, and especially PC, obviously, but you you're able to record, footage on those. And I was thinking, in those new generation, consoles, I'm trying to think ahead of a Dark Souls 3. As Lord Relic would tell me, he says, well, really, this is sort of setting up for Dark Souls 3, trying to set up, the community to have more events like this for Dark Souls 3. And that's definitely partially true, because Dark Souls 3 is like in 2 months or something like that. But you know, if people can record their own stuff and then through that send it to me, then this tournament would probably be 2 hours, 2.5 hours. If everybody is communicating well with each other and understanding, oh, my match is next, matches with them, blah blah blah. Best 2 out of 3. Here we go. No HUD mode, blah blah blah. And then they're like, okay, I recorded that. Let me, email it or whatever, or put it on YouTube and give me the link or something like that. Whatever way, any way I can really get it. And I was thinking, for the future at least, that would be spectacular, because then not only that, you'd get a different perspective. You could possibly even get both perspectives of the two fighters, which would be very interesting. I don't know exactly how that would splice together, but maybe side by side, or I don't know. That would be very interesting. I feel like tying that together, especially on the new systems that it's so easy to do and record. The quality is not where I want it to be on the new systems as far as recording and sending stuff, but it's still there at least, and that is exciting enough for me. Um, but yeah, communication. I mean, that's really the question I have for people is, what's the best way to communicate with people, mass amounts of people? I mean, I'm assuming everybody has at least something that can go to a web browser. And that's why I tried to do things as much as I could through the challenge.com website, because it has itself its own discussion forum. And I thought if anybody had a problem, they'd post something here, and I tried to reply as best as I could to people. And I thought that was the best place to talk about whatever. But there needed to be something that could contact me. Another issue I had was when people sign up for the site, there was a few people that I didn't know their gamer tag. I just didn't know what it was, and I didn't know how to contact them. In this site, I mean, at least I don't know how to contact just individual people. So that was a problem for me, which really sucked, because, again, like I said, I had no idea how to contact somebody, and it would have been pretty awesome if I could have. So, what is a better way of communicating with people? I try to do the best I could with my phone through the Xbox Live app, and I think I did surprisingly good for what I had to deal with. Contact people contacting me. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know Kick is a thing, but Kick is basically just like a texting thing, right? I mean, I need more of sort of like a chat channel or not necessarily a forum, something that's more live, something that everybody can see as it's going on. That's why I thought the discussion forum place on the challenge was pretty good because it was pretty instant. But I need more of like a chat, like a group chat that anybody can access either through their phone or through their computer. And I don't know what that would be, but that would be the best way to go about it, I think, as far as contacting me, because I'm more of the hub, the creator of the tournament. So um I would need to know the information based, for what to do next with the tournament or the combatants, participants, whatever. So just let me know what you think, because it was very nerve-wracking to put this tournament on. And I will say this tournament did happen, and it worked surprisingly well. And I thought the ending was at least pretty satisfying. I mean, there were a ton of great matches in it. Yeah, I know I'm trying to get you excited. I know, of course, the people who are in it and can see the challenge, the link, you could actually, if you want, you could spoil the winner yourself. But I would say don't. Just try to be surprised with the winner. But it was a fun time. I think everybody who participated, even the people who lost pretty early on, namely Vendrick Mini, he said even though he had two people quit out on him, so he had to wait like 2 hours to get a match, and then he lost it. And I'm like, man, I'm sorry, this is sort of like a more first time. Like the other time was just like a few people, so it's a lot easier when it's way less people. But this time was 15 different people, and I was like, I'm sorry, man. I really appreciate your patience, and that goes with everybody here who actually stuck around. Is I really appreciate everybody's patience, except especially Lord Relic. He was with me from the beginning. He was there for the 6.5 or 7 hours or whatever, even before it started. So really appreciate him. I know he had fun. He told me, he kept trying to stress that to me, but it's just one of those things that's really tough to set up when with a lot of people. I mean, it's so hard to get people together with all their different schedules, where they live. I know we had some people from England and stuff, and they were up till like 1 in the morning, and it's very difficult to really find it out. That's why I tried to say as best I can, don't sign up if you can't do it. I'd rather have you not even sign up than actually go there and then not play. That just don't sign up, because that just kind of wastes people's time, I think. I know there's some people who think somebody had an emergency, they had to leave. I understand that life happens, right? But just don't sign up if you're not going to play, or if you're going to forget or something. That's why I try to set it only a week, so that it's not hard to remember, because it's easy to forget if you set something like, oh well, 3 months from now. It's like, well, how'd you forget? Like, obviously I don't know. It's like, I also, let me know if you think it's better to try to set it up for a longer time frame. So like, let's say I said right now, in 1 month, blah 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 tournament. Like, is that better than saying in 1 week? I don't know. It's sort of a learning process for me. um and I just want input on it, because I really don't know. I'm trying to make this as best as I can, as easy as I can, and as less nerve-wracking for everybody. Really, it's the time wasting. I want to limit time wasting as best as I can, and the only way I can really see that is to have people fight without me recording it there. And yeah, that's why I think some sort of forum or chat will be best, because then I can everybody can exchange, gamer tags, and be like, okay, I'm fighting you, friend here, blah blah blah. We'll go here, so on and so forth, and then it can go on. They can tell me the scores. I can put the scores in the bracket. Everybody can see who's fighting who next. Um, that's what I try to do as best as I could, as quickly as I could. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough. It was actually extremely nerve wracking for me to try to put together, because people were relying on me for this, and I was trying to give everybody as much information as I possibly could, as quickly as I could. when they were available, when their fight was next, when I was able to record it, where they were going to fight. Some people didn't have the DLC, so I had to go elsewhere to fight other places, which actually wasn't as difficult as I thought. Um, so, one thing I can say is the tournament actually turned out pretty damn well. I was a little surprised at how well it turned out because things were starting to fall apart in the beginning. I was starting to feel that like anxious feeling in my freaking like throat, like, oh, it's not working, just kill me now. Um, but yeah, we got a ton of fights. We had, all right, let's see, because I'm looking at it right now, but let's see, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we had 7 dropouts, 7 best 2 out of 3s that just didn't happen because somebody didn't show up or something weird happened. I didn't know how to contact them. But out of all that, we had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We had 22 other sets of best 2 out of 3. So to me, that's a victory as far as I'm concerned. I mean, 22 different fights, that's incredible. And there are some spectacular moments. I will say, all right, I will say one of them involves Lord Relic specifically. I know a fan favorite for a lot of players out there. People love Lord Relic's flashy style. I love it too. It's great. Um, but there's a moment with him that is just so good. Probably the best moment of the entire thing, honestly. But there are a ton of great fights. Actually, there was a lot of close fights. And the thing with no HUD is sometimes you definitely saw it in this one. Sometimes people were like, "Damn, I didn't know I was gonna die." I didn't know I was down that low, and then he hits me with this sweep attack or whatever, and I'm dead. And that's what's great about it. Just sometimes you just don't know where you're at health wise exactly because you don't know exactly how much damage the opponent does. You don't really know their level. They're probably a higher level, but I don't know. That's it. It was very interesting, and I really hope everybody enjoyed it who played. And please like, comment, subscribe. Please tell me how you think I could better it, how you think I should present it, and so on and so forth. There just needs to be a better way for me to do it. All I can say is, uh, if you're watching this and you want to be in the next tournament or want to know when the next tournament is, I really have just like one rule. One rule is read the rules. Go to the website and read the complete list of rules. Read it like 5 times and make sure you understand what the rules are. Because I had people ask me what the rules were, and I gotta be honest, I was getting really upset about it. I'm like, are you kidding me? I sent you to the site, you saw the video, and because I messaged everybody who was in there except for the one person I didn't know their gamer tag. I messaged everybody, go to the site, make sure you read the rules, and I tried to stress that, and then some people were like, oh, but can I use blah blah blah? I was like, come on, man. Like, what you can use: ultra great swords, great axes, great hammers. The only question was whether or not you can use spells. Luckily, in this, no one actually really used spells, so it wasn't a big issue. But I think I'm gonna try to make things a little bit more clearly next time, as far as banning spells and certain other things that wasn't necessarily banned in the original post. So that was on me. I definitely take blame for that. But luckily, it didn't really come in hand with any fights. I don't remember. I definitely allowed buffs. I thought that was completely fine. But yeah. So I mean, again, just let me know what you think. This is just an informational thing. I really hope you actually watch this, even though it's no gameplay or anything. It's just me talking, trying to solicit your help because I want to make more. I really want to make more tournaments. I love competition. I love being like the host master, whatever. And commentary. I just love the whole thing. I participated in it. I had a lot of fun. It was just so much fun using different weapons here and there. So good. So good. I hope you guys enjoy the videos whenever it comes out. Maybe next week, maybe after that. Who knows? Depending on how lazy I get, I guess. But yeah, again, please let me know what you think. What might be the best avenue for people to talk in. And yeah, that'll be it.